How do I feel? And then you can increase fat, increase protein, depending on the effect that it has on your body. But it's super, what we want to do today is to learn how to weigh and measure our food. I'm going to give you the hard way and I'm going to give you the easy way. The hard way is going to be more precise, the easy way will be less precise, but almost just as effective. And I really, really recommend, guys, weigh and measure your food for 1 week. After that, you can change it whatever you want. Do it for 1 week, and then it'll give you a baseline. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. So the conventional diet is high carb. About 15%. How much did they recommend? 15% protein? 15%? 20. I think the recommendation is 25% protein. If I'm not mistaken, 55% carb, 25% protein, and then like a small amount of fat, 10 to 20% fat. So as long as over the course of the last 30 or 40 years that they've been recommending this diet, we know that disease has skyrocketed. And we also know that some people that are very thin get heart attacks and die. And that's because obesity is a symptom. It's not a cause. Obesity is a symptom of something else. Obesity is a symptom of metabolic derangement, which is a result of having high insulin in your blood. Insulin. Okay, so once you have high insulin, you get obesity is a symptom of that. High blood pressure is an insulin of that. Okay, is a symptom of that. Okay, heart disease, etc., are all symptoms of having high levels of insulin in your blood. Because when you have high levels of insulin in your blood as a result of eating too many carbohydrates or refined carbohydrates, then what happens is like this. So let's say you start with, let's say here's your day, right? You wake up in the morning, and this is 6 o'clock in the morning, and this is 10 o'clock p.m. when you go there. So what happens? You have a high carbohydrate meal, your blood sugar goes up, crashes down, you get hungry again, and you can see this with your kids if you have kids. Give them some sugar in the morning, right? So every mother knows this. What we're claiming is stuff that every single mother in the world knows. Every single person that's tried losing weight knows. Is that when you eat carbohydrate, your blood sugar goes up and then it crashes. So then what do you have to do at this point? You have to eat more. So this is what your day looks like. Now, how can we change that? How can we change that? Easily. In an easy way. So that we have a level, consistent amount of blood, a consistent amount of energy throughout the day. So that it's real easy. Here's what you do. Instead of just eating a high carb meal, you combine your carbohydrate with a protein and a fat. And what that does is it slows down that spike. So instead of going like that, it looks more like this. It looks a little bit like this. So it's more smooth. And if you really get it down to a science, you can get it to where you're almost flat. And the way you do that is by eating low glycemic index carbohydrates. What are low glycemic index carbohydrates? Apples are awesome. What else? Beans are a low glycemic index carbohydrate. Now, beans are not recommended on the paleo diet. So how do we reconcile that? Okay. What about grains? Are grains allowed on the zone diet? Absolutely. The zone diet is basically amounts. What we're recommending is to have low glycemic index carbohydrates. I mean, stuff that doesn't cause your blood sugar to spike and then fall. So vegetables are your ideal. If you can get vegetables in every meal, that's the best, because that's going to give you a steady amount of energy. If you can get healthy fats in at every meal, that's a good, safe way to do it. Protein at every meal. Carbohydrate at every meal. What happens if you just eat protein and nothing else? Okay. Right. Not if you're active, not if you're an athlete. If you want your body to perform. It's good, I mean, it's fine.
There's no side effects, so we don't perform.
Yeah.
Eat the bad smell, you eat no
Vitamin
Bodybuilders cycle. They'll go cut, they'll add weight, and they'll cycle. But we're talking about people that want to have energy and want to have a steady amount of energy throughout the day and throughout their lifetime. Okay, there's a lot of tricks we can do here. We can throw in periods of fasting, but we're not going to get into all that stuff. But this is really going to be our ideal state, and we can achieve that easily. Okay, we can easily achieve this, and this is how we're going to do it. Just like Kaya was saying before, I'm going to give you the easy way first, and anybody that wants, I'll tell you the hard way too. It's fine. This is the easy way. Take your plate, and this is every single meal. Here's your plate. You take the palm of your hand, and you have a low-fat protein, the size of the palm of your hand. That's about a hamburger right there. A big-sized hamburger, not a small. Okay? Or every person has a different size hand. So your palm of your hand should be a reference point. And that's going to take up about a third of your plate. What should go into the rest of your plate? Load it up. Load it up with fruits and vegetables. Okay, just really pile it in there, as much as you can fit. Okay? And then you add a little bit of healthy fats. And we're going to talk about what are healthy fats in a minute. Okay? The best fats are, you want to get all kinds of fats. Yeah. Nuts are most nuts have some polyunsaturated, some monounsaturated. You don't want to have too much nuts. You want to have, because you don't want, okay? Fats are another story. We want to go for as much as, we want to try to have monounsaturated fats. And that's stuff like olive oil, or olives, avocado, and anyway, we'll get into all that stuff a little bit later. But start with the protein. Third of your plate, or the size of the palm of your hand, is protein, low-fat protein. Fill the rest up with fruits and vegetables. The best proteins are animal source proteins. That's just a fact. They're the most complete proteins. Okay. Personally, I don't eat during the week meat or dairy products. So I work my way around this. Okay? You can do the zone if you're a vegan. You can do it if you're keeping kosher. You can do it if you're eating fruits and vegetables. You can do it if you're eating grains. Okay, it's not hard to do. If you are eating grains, let's say rice. So what do we do about that? Let's say we want to have rice with our meal. We need some starch. What's going to be our plan for that? Make a fist. This is about a cup, a little less than a cup. Okay, that's your starch. If it's a high density carb like a rice or a potato, use the fist. Okay, so that'll take up like a bit over there, and then you got plenty more room for vegetables. If it's a low density carb, like what are some low density carbs? Yeah, sweet potato, carrots, carby vegetables like beets, celery. There you go. Go for broccoli is not a that you should go the whole plate if you're going broccoli. Lots of broccoli, as much as you can get without sending yourself straight to the bathroom. Guys, what happens if you just eat broccoli all day? You're on the toilet. You're spending too much time on the toilet. That's not fun. So eat some carbs, guys. Eat some rice. Eat the right amount, the size of your fist. Okay. Okay. Fruit. How much fruit do we want to get per day? Yeah, 3 to 4 fruits. Depends who you are. If you're a big guy, eat tomorrow, go for a little extra. 10, 2 or 3 is enough. Okay, so everything should be relative. How many times a day do we want a meal like this? 3 times. If you're a small female, if you're a big guy, maybe 4 or 5 times. Okay? All right? Yeah, we'll go for 4. Hey, play with it. I mean, listen, guys, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct you to a resource called CrossFit Journal Issue number 21. And this is going to be your easy go-to resource. What you're going to have here is you're going to have a chart, which is going to divide you into categories: small male, medium male, big man, muscular, dominant, and it's going to tell you how many blocks you should eat. And then it's going to give you a meal plan according to those block systems. Okay? It's online. Okay, so this is the easy way to do it. I really recommend doing this according to being precise about it for at least 1 week. Okay? Anybody that at the end of 3 weeks has really written everything down and is being precise about it, you get to win the contest. Okay? That's what we said. So, but this is the easy way to do it. Again, start with your plate. Third of the plate goes protein, the rest of it fruits and vegetables. Okay? Don't be chugging dates. I know people that say they're eating paleo and suddenly they're going through a kilo of dates every 2 days. It's not going to help you. I'm telling you, man. Bananas, they're very sugary.
If there was one balance that, I think
That's right. Grapes are not bad because they have a lot of water weight, so it fills you up more. But stuff like dates and bananas, you got to control the quantity on it. You have to know how much you're eating and make sure you're eating the right amount. Okay? Because I've done this before and I've achieved excellent results with it, I was able to get good times on my workouts, my lifting numbers were going through the roof. Okay? So I can look at anything and tell you how many zone blocks it is. An egg, 1 block. Grape, 9 grapes, I know that's a block of carbs. So it's but this is something that only happens if you do it precisely in the beginning, and then later on you can modify it as needed. Okay? What I want to do now, man, guys, is what we want to do is I want everyone here to get a prescription for how many blocks they can eat per day. So let's pull up zone issue 21. Okay? We're doing it the easy way. If anybody wants to do the hard way, let me know. I'm happy to help you. And what that would involve is getting some kind of an estimate of your body fat percentage so we can test your lean body mass and getting an accurate amount of how many blocks you should get in per day. We don't have to go through all that. We can estimate it just as fine. Okay? So, I could look at Ido and I can tell you should be eating 19. How much do you weigh, Ido?
86.
He said he should be eating 20 blocks a day. He's a big guy. And he's pretty active. He's in the gym 4 hours a day. Come on, get us out of the gym, brother. Spending too much time. No, but seriously, a big guy like that, he's an athlete, comes from an athletic background, got a bunch of muscle mass to support. He's have to be eating 20 blocks. Ken should be eating 12 blocks. And that's like three moderately sized meals a day. Okay, I can tell you just by looking at you how much we should be eating, but let's look up zone. Let's everybody get your phone. Zone issue 21. Let's check it out. CrossFit Journal issue number 21. That's going to be our zone block prescription. We're going to do it the easy way. We're not going to do it the hard way. Okay? Tanya, you got a phone? Use this one. You don't want this? Want to give it a shot? Yep. CrossFit Journal issue 21. Then. Got it? Yeah.
I was looking at this earlier. I was thinking I don't know whether to classify myself as a medium large or extra large male.
Medium.
Medium?
Yep. CrossFit Journal issue 21. It's easy. It's an easy system. It's not easy at first because you have to get used to it. But once you get used to it, it's automatic. And it works, I'm telling you. Reducing inflammation. Injuries, I guarantee you, get on that zone, injuries will go down. You'll be less inflamed inside your body.
Used to.
What? Yeah, you also got to get sleep. CrossFit Journal issue 21. Yep, zone meal plans. Download the PDF article. Okay? First thing it'll show you is meal plans. Yes, that's truly benign. But you know what? I'm telling you, if you get, okay, you have a system you're following, so it doesn't matter. But what I found was once I got on that zone, I didn't have to sleep as much. No, seriously, your need for sleep decreases. I'm not kidding you. You wouldn't need as much. You'll just be wired all the time. So a lot of people think they're sensitive to dairy, and some of those people actually are. Oh, many aren't. Just like grains. Many people think they're allergic to grains, but really they're not. It depends on you. You have to test yourself. Eat it. See how your body feels. Take it out for a week, and then put it back in and see what kind of effect you have. Or 2 weeks. Take it out for 2 weeks, and then try it again. There's no one thing for everybody. It depends on the person. Anybody found it? What did you find, Jerry? Let's see. There you go. So Yael's got it up. She's on top of the stuff. So Yael's got this meal plans up here. And what it gives her is it gives her a bunch of categories. So, okay, so so it says for medium female 11, for large female 13. So I would say you're somewhere in the middle. Probably closer to 13. Know what I mean? Probably in the 13 range. That's what I think. But that's just an estimate. But we can try it. We can always change it later. Try it. If you don't find you're getting the results you need, you tweak it. Go up a block, down a block. More fat, less fat. It's real easy. Okay? Scott, what do you determine?
Yeah, 17 blocks.
17 blocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very solid.
Cool.
What do I look like a medium?
Yeah. So? What was it? Is that 17 for medium?
I mean,
Good. I mean, no. What? Which by the way?
ג'וש, לא זה חלבון פחמימה ושומן ביחד?
845? No, I don't
ואז לא אוכל. ג'וש, לא חלבון פחמימה ושומן ביחד, זה לא...
That's the hard part about this diet. Is that every meal you're supposed to have a protein and a carb and fat.
וכל דבר הוא לא כאילו, איך זה עובד?
הנה, רשום כל
לא
דבר.
אחד.
Give me one example of food, I'll tell you how many blocks it is.
חזה עוף עם תפוח אדמה וירקות.
Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. First of all, I'm going to do potato. That's
לא
very
משנה בצד.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. So if let's say you has to eat 12 blocks a day, right? Let's take Hannah for example. She wants to eat how many blocks a day are you trying to get to? 12, 13? Okay, so she's going for 12 blocks. So now, she's going to eat 3 meals. Each time is going to be 4 blocks. So the first meal that she's going to eat is going to have, it's going to have 4 ounces of chicken, which is
2 bites.
2 bites. No, that's right. Okay, no. Okay, look. She can either go, so now there's a difference between fatty meat and lean meat. So let's say you're going with lean meat, you're going to go 4 ounces of chicken, about like 120. So we'll have a 3 grams of chicken. Okay? What else? Then she's eating, what else is in the menu? Batata? What does it say in the chart? We're creating a meal for him right now. That's what we're doing. What did you say for batata? Sweet potato.
One chicken breast, one fish, one steamed vegetable, 1 cup. Steamed vegetable, 1 apple.
How much chicken did it say?
So,
4 ounces. So that's about 120 grams. Or 120 grams of chicken. And then what else did we say?
1 fish,
1 artichoke, 1 cup of
1
artichoke.
cup steamed vegetables.
Okay, so 1 cup steamed vegetables. Okay, what else did we say? Just 1 chicken, artichoke, and 1 apple. That's her meal. That's her 4-block meal. She could eat this meal 3 times a day and she'll be zoned. She'll be hungry.
ממש.
Huh?
ממש.
She'll be hungry.
If I had 3 of those for 1 meal, I'd be hungry.
But she's absolutely getting artichoke, which is a dense carbohydrate. Got some carbs in it, steamed veggies, which is full. Guys, those vegetables are full of micronutrients. That stuff is so good for you. Eat vegetables, man. First of all, it'll fill up your plate. You'll be less hungry. Second of all, it's full of good stuff. Fruits and vegetables, especially vegetables. Vegetables have a good source of glucose, fructose, good carbohydrates, and full of vitamins and minerals. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. So this looks like a great meal to me. So there you go. If it would be a 5-block meal, it would just be the same, just a little bit higher amounts. More chicken, more artichoke. Okay? You can do this with everything. Any meal. Questions? It works, man. I guarantee you. This system, you'll be miserable at first, but once you get over that, you're gonna be in a different place. It works. It just plain works.
What's the expected weight loss in this?
you have to, well, it depends what your goal is, because you'll lose weight on this one for sure. But once you get to a certain point, I don't want you to lose too much weight to where you're feeling weak and drained. So we might say increase some fat. What about fats? What was the fats on this meal? Did you give? No. Kai, it for sure gave it fat. What was the fat on this meal?
A few nuts.
What's that?
A few nuts.
A few nuts? How much? Should be a specific amount.
There's 20 crushed peanuts, it says.
20 crushed peanuts? Okay, so that's the part we forgot. 20 crushed peanuts. Okay, so there she's got nuts. Now some people are allergic to peanuts, and for them it would be better to eat other kinds of nuts. But, you just got to get it tuned into your own individual, metabolism, your own individual system. Who's doing it? Who's on board? Who's going to try it? Huh? Maybe? Okay, good. Awesome. Awesome. Guys, come on, give me 3 weeks. Give me 3 weeks. Huh? No, but you're not
It's political.
okay? What do you do?
Shall not let that one
Oh, יש פה חלב, יש פה צ'יז, יש פה...
You can eat cheese. Here's the thing about paleo, guys. What's the deal about paleo, guys? What's the deal about paleo? What's the logic for paleo?
חושבים שזה כמו צעד אחד לפני הסופים של ההפכה ככה. חושבים שאתה אוכל כמו אדם קדום.
Okay, now what's the problem with that? What's the problem with that claim?
שאין לנו סיכוי להגיע לזה בקניין. האוכל שאתה מקבל זה לא חושב, אוכל בשר, מה שאוכל בשר, אתה אוכל בשר, זה בשר שונה לגמרי. שזה ממש בעיה.
Right. So first of all, ancient man did eat grains. That's a myth that he did. Second of all, it's a myth. You know what the first claim that they tell you in paleo school is? That people in Alaska before contact were in perfect health. It's not true. That's not true. Because and everyone just says that and they think that it's true. But that's not actually true because they did have heart disease. And they did have osteoporosis. And they did have these things. So is there value in the paleo lifestyle? Absolutely. Because what are you doing if you're eating paleo? You're decreasing your carb, which is doing what? Decreasing your insulin, which is making you healthier. So of course that's a good thing. But if you look at the amounts, you'll have more power to tune it into your own personal metabolism. You know what I'm saying? It'll give you more ability to be active. Because a lot of times you'll get paleo and suddenly after 3 weeks, some of them they can't, their weight and their strength goes down. So here you can actually measure it. And then you'll change it according to your needs. That's what we're saying now. Let's give it a try. Alright? Come on, questions. That's a good one. She wants me to late breakfast. So what time do you eat dinner, Gabby? Yeah, let's shut up for that Sunday. 8-9, ואז מתי כמה? 5 ומתי את אוכלת? אז 3 שעות? תרחיבי את זה עוד קצת, תלכי עד 12. ואז את מקבלת לק של 16 שעות בלי אוכל, שזה מצוין לבריאות. זה דבר שכן. אין בעיה לדלג ארוחת בוקר. את יכולה לדלג ארוחת בוקר, אז פשוט לאכול את כל הבלק שלך בצד שני שלהם. זה מצוין, אפילו מומלץ.
וואלה?
כן, בטח. כן, אבל רק אם את לא אוכלת שום קלוריה. זאת אומרת, את לא יודעת לשתות קפה בלי סוכר, בלי חלב, ואז מים לשתות קפה, ואז פשוט להעמיס את כל הבלקים שלך בצד השני שלו, זה מצוין. לא צריך כל יום, אבל...
מה עם לראות?
יש משהו. זה עובד. פעמיים בשבוע, פעמיים בשבוע זה טוב. כן, לא כל יום, פעמיים בשבוע. זה מצוין. It works. Okay, what about wine and beer? Nobody asked me about wine and beer. Come on, you guys suck. Now, you should know. Now, I did have a couple beers yesterday, so I'm not judging anybody. You know, I love to drink beer. I had some wine Friday night. But here's the thing about talking about hormones. When you drink, okay, so your cells have what are called androgen receptors that allow the hormones to enter the cells, growth hormone, and stuff like that. When you drink, it shuts down those receptors. So you're not gonna, your body won't be able to, let's say you have a good workout and then you go drinking, you know, and you go have a, you know, nice amount of whiskey or something. So what you're gonna do is you're not gonna have any benefit from the workout you just did, because you're gonna shut down the receptor sites that would allow you to get those positive growth hormones after your workout. So it's up to you. Now on the zone, you can drink a glass of wine, a beer. It all has zone blocks. As long as you're within the zone blocks, you can drink, you eat a pizza, eat a piece of pie. No, seriously. Weekend comes around, eat your thing, just balance it with protein, and you're in business. You can't lose. You know what I mean?
I assume to even if you want to drink sweet drink.
You can drink, yeah, it's not recommended. Because again, all these diseases of modern society that we're talking about,
Yeah, no, just we don't know about it, so it's always
it's, yeah, because those are cheap calories. They're just garbage calories. And everything that we have in modern society is basically this convergence of the sugary drinks and all that stuff, combined with unhealthy processed fats, which are, those two things going together are like sabotaging the human body. So sugary drinks or refined carbohydrates combined with all the crappy oils that we have today, canola oil, soybean oil. That's just a quick way to misery for your body. That's it.
As long as it's in ounce.
An ounce is about 30 pennies. Now, the block of an ounce for meat, that's for lean meats. If you're getting a fatty meat, like let's say the dark meat of the chicken or salmon, something like that, you want to go ounce and a half. Because what happens is when you have a fatty meat, there's more fat, which means less protein per unit. So in order to get to the right amount of protein, you have to eat more quantity of the meat. So that's one thing you have to keep in mind.
אני רואה שהכולסטרול אנחנו מלחיץ את האגן, הכל זה המביצים, ולא אני רואה כל זה הסנקס, לפי הרפת,
cholesterol זה טוב. אבל מה שאנחנו רוצים זה low density cholesterol, low density like okay, so there's a difference between cholesterol, low density, lipoproteins, and high density. Like, there are good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. Right, but what you want, instead of thinking about me putting in fat and it making me fat, or me putting in cholesterol and it making me cholesterol, I want you to think about me putting in food, which my body, because it's a smart system, is going to convert into something. And what it's going to convert into something, I want it to convert to something good, not something bad. I do care about your cholesterol, but I want you to convince your body. First of all, what creates cholesterol in your bloodstream, your body creates cholesterol. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get your body into a state where it has high levels of good cholesterol and low levels of bad cholesterol. And you do that by decreasing insulin in your body. Having increased insulin is going to increase your bad cholesterol. And yeah.
יכולנו לעשות בדיקת חשבון. מותר לפרש ביצים, אבל זה חלק מהחשבון.
החשבון נמצא בקרה בשניהם.
החשבון זה מה שעושה את
איפה החשבון נמצא? שניהם נמצא.
So I don't think that, you know what, guys, I don't think there have been any studies that show that consuming cholesterol causes an increase in cholesterol in your body. I don't think there's been any studies that have, any case studies that have shown that. Just like there haven't been any case studies that have shown that if you decrease a certain amount of calories, or increase a certain amount, you're going to have a proportional amount of weight gain or weight loss. Never been shown in a scientific study. So it's one of those things where you're treating the body as a stupid system. We're treating the body as a smart system, and try to get the body to,
What about coffee?
coffee's good stuff, man. Coffee, would recommend.
Zero, negative 1 block.
So that's, listen, maybe you're right, let's try it. I challenge you to test your cholesterol. Anybody that's not sure about this, if it works, I challenge you, go get your cholesterol tested, go get your triglycerides and your blood sugar, fasting glucose tested. Do this strictly for 1 month and then go back and do it. And tell me what the results are. Because I've already tested it on myself and I know what happens. Okay? That's it? Kaya, you're in?
Yeah.
How many blocks?
11, 12.
Nice. So guys, get yourself a book. Costs about 4 or 5 shekels. I don't know how many. You also have the WAD books if anybody wants any exclusive CrossFit. Got you want to spoil yourself? Grab one of these guys. Okay? We'll sell them at cost for you guys since we're doing this. This is a great tool. Personally, whenever I work out, I write in here what I did and how I did it, which usually is not very often, but in any event, it has all your benchmark workouts in here. All the Fran and power clean, what's your max power clean, which is good for if you're doing a strength cycle. And then at the bottom there's notes, and that's where you can write in what you ate. It's a good tool. Some people like to go on a computer. I'm the type of guy that I like to write it down with pen and paper, so for me this is a good tool. So we have these, if you guys want them, they'll be on sale for 30 shekels. Putting it out there for you, you can just go to the bookstore and get a little diary, and that's like easy. So those are or put it in your phone. You know how to do that. Some people don't use phones and stuff. I don't know how to do that. Ben, you're in? Beautiful. Also traveling. Traveling. Eggs. Boiled eggs. 1 egg is 1 block. 1 apple, 2 blocks of carb. So just 2 eggs, 1 apple, that's a 2 block meal. You're all set. Yep. Can of tuna fish, 4 blocks of protein. Yep. Yeah. Because that's, you're going back to what's the kind of world that they're putting tuna in? Soy, canola. That stuff's going to jack up the inflammation in your system. You want to decrease the amount of inflammation. So